Hello. If I told you that the reason money doesn't stay with you isn't money itself, but your habits, would you believe me? That's exactly what The Richest Man in Babylon explains. This book tells us a timeless truth about money, set in a very ancient city but still valid today. Wealth is not a coincidence. It is small habits turning into big results. In the story, there is a man named Arkad, the richest man in Babylon. Everyone around him keeps asking the same question. Why do some people become wealthy while others work their entire lives and still save nothing? Arkad tells them that the answer isn't luck, and there is no magic formula. Real wealth comes from knowing how to manage the money you earn. People in the story complain that they work constantly, but their money never seems to be enough. Arkad then teaches them the first and most important truth. Unless you save at least 1/10 of everything you earn for yourself, you will never build savings. Because people always pay their needs first and try to save whatever is left, but nothing is ever left. That's why Arkad says, set aside 10% of your income before you spend anything. When you do this, your purse will slowly begin to fill. People are surprised by this because they realize that becoming rich is not about earning more, but about managing what you have. One of the key points Arkad explains is human desires. Everyone's wants are unlimited. Better food, nicer clothes, more expensive things. But income is limited. So true mastery, according to the book, is controlling desires and spending only on what is truly necessary. In short, it's not about how much you earn, it's about how wisely you spend. Arkad later explains how to grow the money you save. Money sitting idle in your pocket does not grow. In fact, it loses value over time. That's why your money must work for you. In Babylon, this meant trading, investing in someone's business, or putting your gold into ventures that produce profit. Today, this means investing. What multiplies money is not letting it sit, but placing it in the right opportunities. But here comes the critical rule. Do not invest in things you don't understand. Arkad warns them repeatedly. Don't fall for promises of quick riches, because gold brings profits to those who understand it and runs away from those who don't. In other words, taking blind risks doesn't create wealth, it destroys it. The book also highlights the importance of owning a home. In Babylon, the biggest expense for most people was housing. Once a person owned their home, their expenses dropped and their savings increased. Having a home gave financial stability as well as emotional strength. The book also stresses preparing for the future. It reminds us that one day you may get sick, lose your job, or your family may need support. That's why you must create a safety plan for the future, whether it's savings, investments, or some form of insurance. All these teachings lead to one clear conclusion. Someone who does not develop themselves cannot increase their income. Arkad says that knowledge and skill are the greatest forms of wealth. The more you learn and the more valuable abilities you develop, the greater your chances of earning more. Wealth is not only in your pocket, it is in your mind. The person who improves themselves sees opportunities before others. At the end, the message of the book is very clear, my friend. You don't need a miracle or luck to become wealthy. If you save a part of your income, avoid unnecessary spending, invest your money wisely, and keep improving yourself, wealth will naturally follow over time. Everyone may start from the same point, but the one who follows these principles will end up in a very different place. Arkad, the richest man in Babylon, teaches us something that is still true even today. Knowing how to manage money is knowing how to make money. And remember, my friend, wealth doesn't come suddenly, but once it arrives through the right habits, it stays for a lifetime.